Sudden wealth, favor, and blessings are coming in 2026. And this is not a soft message, not a motivational phrase meant to make you feel good for a moment and then fade. This is a weighty declaration, one that carries urgency, timing, and alignment, because what is approaching is not random, and it is not arriving equally to everyone. It is targeted. It is intentional. It is reserved for those who have endured seasons where nothing made sense, where effort seemed invisible, where prayers felt delayed, and where obedience felt costly. Many of you listening to these words have already sensed a shift, subtle but undeniable. Things around you have begun to move. Conversations have changed. Opportunities have appeared without explanation, and doors you never knocked are suddenly opening. That is not coincidence. That is positioning. There is a reason 2026 has been echoing in your spirit, a reason you cannot shake the feeling that something big is ahead, even though your current circumstances may not reflect it yet. Favor always announces itself quietly before it manifests loudly. Wealth, real wealth, does not arrive with noise at first. It begins with preparation, pruning, and pressure. You were not overlooked in the last season. You were being fortified. Every delay trained you. Every closed door refined your discernment. Every betrayal sharpened your wisdom. You were being prepared to carry what is coming, because what is coming requires character, not just capacity. Many people want sudden wealth, but few are prepared for sudden responsibility. That is why the process was long. That is why the silence was heavy. That is why you had to learn how to stand alone without applause, without validation, without reassurance. You were being taught how to steward increase before it arrived. You were learning how to remain grounded when life tried to strip you of everything familiar. That grounding is what will keep you stable when favor accelera. Test faster than your comfort zone. There are blessings coming that will shock you, not because you are undeserving, but because you stopped expecting them after waiting so long. You learned how to survive without answers, and now answers are about to come in bulk. Not one at a time, but layered, stacked, overlapping. One breakthrough will trigger another. One connection will unlock multiple doors. One yes will cancel years of no. This is how acceleration works. It compresses time. What should have taken 10 years will happen in months. What should have taken months will happen in weeks. What should have taken weeks will happen suddenly. But hear this clearly. Sudden does not mean careless. Sudden does not mean reckless. Sudden does not mean unguarded. The reason you must stay alert in 2026 is because not every opportunity is meant to be accepted, even in a season of abundance. Favor attracts attention, and attention attracts motives. You will need discernment more than enthusiasm, wisdom more than excitement, peace more than pressure. There will be invitations that look like blessings, but carry burdens you were never meant to hold. Your growth will require restraint as much as AC. Sean, some of you have been surviving on barely enough for so long that the idea of overflow feels unfamiliar, almost uncomfortable. That discomfort is being healed now. Your mindset is being recalibrated. You are learning how to receive without guilt, how to prosper without apology, how to succeed without shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. The days of explaining why you deserve what you have are ending. You do not owe anyone a justification for the favor on your life. 2026 will expose who celebrated your potential and who merely tolerated your presence. When blessings arrive, reactions reveal hearts. Some will applaud genuinely, others will grow distant quietly. Do not internalize either too deeply. Stay focused, stay aligned. This season is not about proving anything. It is about stewarding what you have been entrusted with. Your assignment is bigger than public opinion. Your purpose is deeper than applause. There are resources coming that will require structure, system, strategy. You will feel an inner push to organize, to plan, to think long term. That is not anxiety, that is wisdom awakening. You are being invited into rooms where decisions carry weight, where conversations shape futures, where influence matters. Prepare your mind, prepare your discipline, prepare your integrity. What you are about to access is not fragile, but it is sacred. Treat it with respect. Do not underestimate the power of alignment in this season. Who you partner with will matter. Who you listen to will matter. Who you allow close will matter. Favor magnifies impact, and impact magnifies consequences. Choose carefully. Protect your peace fiercely. You will be tempted to move faster than you should because momentum feels intoxicating. Remember that sustainability is more valuable than speed. You are not in a race, you are in a calling. Some of you will experience financial breakthroughs that arrive through unexpected channels. Old skills will resurface, forgotten ideas will return stronger. Connections from the past will reappear with new relevance. What you thought was wasted will suddenly make sense. Nothing was lost. Nothing was wasted. Everything was stored for this moment. Your experiences were investments, even the painful ones. There will be moments in 2026 where you pause and think, how did I get here? And the answer will not be luck. It will be obedience layered over time, quiet consistency, hidden discipline, integrity when no one was watching. You did not skip steps, you survived them. And now those steps are forming a platform beneath your feet. Favor will also bring responsibility to give back, to lift others, to create pathways instead of gates. You're being blessed to be a conduit, not a container. Wealth that stops with you will eventually suffocate you. Blessings that flow through you will multiply. This season will stretch your generosity, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. You will realize that your influence is part of your wealth. Some of you are being called to think generationally now, beyond survival, beyond comfort, beyond temporary success. What you build in 2026 will echo. It will shape lives you may never meet. That realization may feel heavy at times, but it is also empowering. You are not late. You are right on time. Everything is converging. There will be moments when fear tries to whisper that it is too good to be true, that it could all disappear. That fear is a residue of past instability, not a prophecy of the future. Do not let old seasons speak into new territory. You are not who you were when you struggled. You are not as fragile as you think. You are stronger, wiser, and more anchored now. Rest will become important. Balance will matter. You cannot build sustainably while exhausted. Listen to your body. Listen to your intuition. Stillness will sharpen your clarity. Silence will protect your direction. You do not need to announce every move. Let results speak. Some blessings will arrive disguised as responsibility, as leadership, as increased expectations. Do not shy away from them. You have been prepared. You have been trained in the unseen. You know how to handle pressure because pressure shaped you. You know how to navigate uncertainty because you lived in it. Now you get to navigate abundance with the same humility and discipline. There will be moments when you outgrow environments quickly. Do not resist that either. Growth requires movement. Expansion requires release. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to want more. That desire is not greed. It is alignment. As 2026 unfolds, you will notice that what once drained you no longer has access to you. LD cycles will lose their grip. Old patterns will break without effort. That is the sign of true transformation. You are not fighting for freedom anymore. You are walking in it. And even as these words unfold, there is more being stirred, more being prepared, more being aligned behind the scenes. Timelines are shifting, delays are dissolving, paths are being cleared, conversations are happening. About you in rooms you have never entered. Decisions are being made that will affect your future in ways you cannot yet see. Stay ready, stay grounded, stay open. Because what is coming next will require you to recognize it when it arrives, to step into it without hesitation, and to trust that the same force that carried you through lack will guide you through abundance as the momentum continues to build and the season unfolds further into layers that have not yet fully revealed themselves, where the weight of increase begins to feel real and the next phase begins to press gently but firmly, calling you forward into what comes next. Because what is unfolding is not meant to peak quickly and disappear just as fast. This is a sustained season, a stretching season, a season where capacity key. P.S. expanding as demand increases. You are not stepping into a moment, you are stepping into a cycle, one that will require consistency, maturity, and an unshakable inner compass. There will be days when the pace feels relentless, when the expectations feel heavier than anticipated, when you realize that answered prayers also come with answered responsibilities. That is when grounding becomes essential. Remembering why you started, remembering who you are beyond titles, beyond numbers, beyond recognition. You will begin to notice that your tolerance for chaos diminishes. Things you once entertained will now feel misaligned. Conversations without substance will drain you. Environments without vision will frustrate you. This is not arrogance, it is refinement. Your spirit is being trained to protect its bandwidth. Where you are going requires focus. Distraction will be costly. You will have to say no more often than yes, even when opportunities look appealing on the surface. Every yes must be filtered through purpose, not pressure. There will be moments when you feel misunderstood, especially by those who knew you before the shift. They may expect the old access, the old availability, the old version of you that had more time than direction. Do not internalize their confusion. Growth always disrupts familiarity. You are not obligated to remain accessible, to remain loved. Boundaries are not rejection, they are stewardship. In this season, intuition will become sharper. You will sense when to move and when to pause, when to speak and when to remain silent, when to invest in and to wait. Trust that inner knowing. It has been developed through years of discernment, sharpened by disappointment and delayed gratification. You earn that wisdom. Do not override it for convenience or approval. Financial increase will require financial discipline. Wealth without structure leaks. Favor without order fades. You will feel nudged to learn, to seek counsel, to understand systems you once ignored. Pay attention to those nudges. Education will protect what arrives suddenly. Planning will preserve what arrives quickly. This is not about fear, it is about foresight. There will be people drawn to your energy, to your confidence, to your clarity. Some will be genuine, others opportunistic. Learn to differentiate without becoming cynical. Discernment does not harden the heart. It sharpens awareness. You can remain kind without being naive. You can remain generous without being reckless. Balance is your safeguard. As momentum builds, comparison will try to creep in. You will see others prospering, expanding, accelerating alongside you. Resist the urge to measure your journey against theirs. Favor manifests differently for everyone. Timing is personal. Assignment is unique. What looks like delay for you may actually be protection. What looks like speed for them may come with costs you do not see. Stay in your lane. Your portion is sufficient. There will be a deepening sense of gratitude that emerges, not because everything is perfect, but because you recognize how far you have come. Gratitude will ground you when excitement threatens to make you careless. Gratitude will remind you that you did not arrive here alone, even when the road felt lonely. Gratitude will keep you human when success tries to elevate you above connection. Some of you will step into leadership roles you never sought but were prepared for. You will influence decisions, shape direction, and carry weight that once intimidated you. You will realize that leadership is less about authority. Thank you and more about responsibility, less about control and more about service, less about visibility and more about impact. Carry it with humility, carry it with integrity. There will be moments when rest feels unproductive, but rest will be essential. You cannot pour endlessly without replenishment. Honor your need for stillness. Stillness will sharpen your clarity. Silence will strengthen your resolve. In those quiet moments, insight will come. Ideas will form. Direction will crystallize. You may also notice that old fears resurface briefly, not because they have power, but because they are being released fully. Do not panic when this happens. Healing often revisits familiar pain one last time before it lets go completely. Face it with compassion. Acknowledge how far you have come. Then, move forward without dragging the weight with you. There will be decisions in 2026 that feel irreversible. Commitments that lock in direction. Choices that define trajectory. Do not rush them, but do not avoid them either. You are equipped to decide. You are not guessing anymore, you are discerning. Trust that. Your voice will matter more. Your words will carry influence. Be mindful of how you speak, especially in moments of frustration or fatigue. Words shape atmosphere. They create momentum or resistance. Speak with intention, speak with alignment, speak with wisdom. You will also discover that joy becomes quieter but deeper, less performative, more rooted. You will not need constant excitement to feel fulfilled. Peace will become your marker of success. Alignment will become your root. You will recognize that true wealth includes rest, relationships, purpose, and freedom. As doors open, you may feel an urge to prove yourself, to justify your place, to overperform. Resist that urge. You belong where you are. Your presence is earned. Your seat is intentional. You do not need to explain your worth to anyone. Some seasons ahead will still require patience. Increase does not eliminate process, it changes its shape. There will be new lessons at new levels, new tests with higher stakes. That is growth. Do not romanticize ease, embrace evolution. You will also be invited to dream again in ways you stopped allowing yourself to. Dreams that felt impractical before will now feel possible, not because circumstances suddenly became perfect, but because you became ready. Let ourselves imagine without limitation. Vision will guide your next steps. There will be moments when you look back at the version of yourself that prayed just to survive, and you will feel a mix of compassion and gratitude. Compassion for how heavy it was, gratitude for how strong it made you. Do not forget that version of yourself. Honor them. They carried you here. Momentum will continue to build. Quietly at times and explosively at others. Learn to stay steady in both. Do not let highs make you reckless or lows make you doubtful. Consistency will be your anchor. As the year progresses, clarity will increase. Confusion will fade. Direction will sharpen. What once felt scattered will begin to align. Pieces will fall into place not because you forced them, but because timing matured. There will be moments of awe. Moments where you realize you are living answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. Let those moments humble you, not inflate you. Awe keeps the heart soft. Humility keeps the path clear. And even now, as this continues to unfold, there is still more ahead, more depth, more expansion, more revelation waiting to surface as you keep moving forward, as layers continue to peel back, as understanding deepens and strength multiplies, as the rhythm carries on into what has not yet been spoken, not yet fully seen, but already set in motion, pressing forward into the next unfolding stretch where the journey continues to build without pause, with a steady unfolding that does not rush itself, yet refuses to stall. This is where endurance begins to look like confidence, where patience no longer feels like waiting, but like walking. You will notice that you are no longer desperate for signs, no longer begging for reassurance. There is a calm assurance settling in you, a knowing that does not need constant confirmation. That knowing is maturity. It is evidence that you are finally trusting the process because you recognize the pattern of alignment when it appears. I feel moments of solitude even while surrounded by people. That is not loneliness, it is separation for clarity. Certain phases require distance so perspective can sharpen. You are learning how to be present without being entangled, how to care without being consumed, how to engage without losing yourself. This balance will protect you as influence increases. As resources expand, so will expectations. People will assume you can carry more, handle more, fix more. Learn early that you are not obligated to meet every expectation placed on you. You are responsible for your assignment, not everyone's assumptions. Overextension is a subtle form of self-sabotage. Pace yourself. Longevity matters. There will be moments when success feels surreal, when you pow, and realize that the ceiling you once stared at is now beneath your feet. Allow yourself to feel that moment fully. Do not rush past it. Gratitude anchors growth. Reflection preserves humility. You are allowed to acknowledge progress without becoming attached to status. You will also encounter resistance, not always external, but internal. Old narratives will try to resurface. Thoughts like hat if this doesn't last, or what if I mess this up? Those thoughts are echoes of past instability, not indicators of future failure. Recognize them, but do not entertain them. Confidence is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision not to be ruled by it. Increased favor will require increased integrity. Small compromises will carry larger consequences now. What once went unnoticed will now be visible. This is not pressure, it is protection. Integrity will keep your foundation strong when visibility increases. Guard it fiercely. You will notice a shift in how you value time. Wasted hours will feel heavier. Meaningless obligations will feel intolerable. This is because your sense of purpose is sharpening. You are becoming intentional with your energy, selective with your commitments. This is wisdom, not rigidity. Some relationships will naturally fade, not because of conflict, but because alignment has changed. Let them fade without resentment. Seasons change, people evolve. Release does not require drama, it requires honesty. You may also find yourself mentoring, guiding, or inspiring others without trying to. Your presence alone will speak. Your story will resonate. Your resilience will encourage. Do not underestimate the power of lived experience. What you survived has become a blueprint for someone else's breakthrough. There will be moments when you are tempted to downplay your success to avoid making others uncomfortable. Resist that urge. You do not honor humility by shrinking. True humility is knowing who you are without needing to prove it. Stand fully in what you have been given. Your environment will matter more than ever. Where you spend your time, what you consume mentally, emotionally, spiritually, these inputs shape outputs. Choose nourishment over noise, depth over distraction. As opportunities multiply, clarity will require discipline. You cannot chase everything. Focus will be your advantage. Depth will outperform breadth. Mastery will outlast hype. You will also learn that saying no can be an act of faith. Trusting that what is meant for you will not miss you. trusting that you do not have to grasp to keep. What is aligned will remain. There will be financial decisions that feel unfamiliar, perhaps intimidating. Learn, ask questions, build systems. Wealth is not just accumulation, it is management. Stewardship will determine sustainability. At times, you may grieve the simplicity of earlier seasons, even as you celebrate expansion. That grief is normal. Growth always comes with trade-offs. Acknowledge it without romanticizing the past. You are not meant to go backward to feel comfortable. You will begin to recognize that peace is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of alignment. Even when things are demanding, they will feel meaningful. That meaning will fuel endurance. Some of the biggest shifts will happen quietly. Internal recalibrations, mindset upgrades, emotional healing you did not realize was still needed. These inner shifts will make outer success sustainable. You may find yourself drawn to solitude more intentionally. Not isolation, but intentional quiet. This is where clarity refines. This is where direction sharpens. Honor that pull as influence grows, your words will carry weight. Be mindful of how you speak about yourself, about others, about circumstances. Language shapes reality. Speak life into what you are building. You will also learn that not every victory needs to be shared publicly. Privacy will become a form of protection. Some things grow best in silence. There will be moments when you're asked to step into rooms you once felt unqualified. Remember that preparation often precedes confidence. You were trained long before you arrived. Trust that. You will notice that you no longer crave validation the way you once did. Approval will lose its grip. Alignment will take its place. This is freedom. As the journey continues, there will be lessons in restraint and patience, even amid abundance. Learning when not to move will be as important as knowing when to act. You may feel a growing responsibility toward legacy, toward impact beyond immediate gain. That awareness will guide decisions. Let it. There will be times when momentum slows intentionally, not as punishment, but as recalibration. Use those moments to refine, to reassess, to realign. Your confidence will become quieter but stronger, less reactive, more rooted, less defensive, more assured. This is growth. You will also learn to celebrate progress without becoming complacent. Gratitude and hunger can coexist. Satisfaction does not require stagnation. As new chapters open, old fears will lose relevance. What once intimidated you will now feel manageable. This is evidence of expansion. You will recognize that true wealth includes options, freedom to choose, freedom to rest, freedom to say no. Protect that freedom. As the rhythm continues, you will sense that you are no longer chasing alignment, you are walking in it. That realization will settle deeply, carrying you forward into what continues to unfold layer upon layer, step upon step, without rushing toward an ending. Without forcing closure, but allowing the journey to keep expanding naturally as momentum sustains and the next phase begins to quietly reveal itself. As all of this settles into your spirit, understand that what has been spoken is not simply about money arriving, doors opening, or circumstances changing. It is about who you have become on the journey to this moment. Sudden wealth, favor, and blessings in 2026 are not arriving to interrupt your life, but to confirm it. They are meeting you at the level of your maturity, your discernment, your endurance, and your growth. You are not stepping into something fragile. You are stepping into something forged. The same strength that carried you through obscurity will anchor you in visibility. The same faith that sustains you in lack will day you in abundance. Nothing about this season is accidental, rushed, or undeserved. So walk forward without fear, without apology, and without shrinking. Let gratitude keep you grounded. Let wisdom keep you steady, and let alignment keep you protected. You do not need to chase what is already moving towards you. Stay present, stay disciplined, stay faithful to who you are becoming. What unfolds next will not only bless you, it will redefine how you see yourself, your purpose, and future, marking the beginning of a chapter where increase is not just received, but sustained, stewarded, and carried with confidence into everything that lies ahead.